Well, there's a great atmosphere inside this Balados Stadium already. Dread to think what it's going to be like if Celta score tonight, certainly if they get the first goal. Worth pointing out that while Celtic are looking to end a somewhat embarrassing run. Oh, slip early on. It's Lennon Larsson who tries to find Hartson. Well, shocking complacency early on from Juan Fran. Over on the left side of the Celta defence there. Eduardo Berizzo there, one of 3 Argentines in the Celta back 4. Alongside Cáceres and Mendes. It was an early scare for them. It's a Celtic corner, which is played near post, and it's away by Berizzo. Back into the mix again. Berizzo away for a second time. Good start by Celtic. But indeed, just as Celtic are looking to end their rather embarrassing run of over 2 decades worth of European football without getting beyond the turn of the year, Celta themselves are looking to make Celtic the 7th European Cup winning side that they've put out of Europe in recent seasons. Aston Villa, Liverpool, Benfica and Juventus amongst the sides that Celta have knocked out in the space of the last 5 seasons. All in the UEFA Cup. This indeed is an intimidating venue. Good home form had propelled Celta to the top of the Spanish league after just 5 games this season. Come into this match on the back of the weekend's win against Alaves. We have a free kick here. It was drilled well wide there by Benny McCarthy. McCarthy farmed out on loan to Porto last season, where he did really well. Indeed, wanted away from the Balados Stadium because of what he felt unjustifiable lack of regular first-team football. Let's get his chance tonight, though. Played out wide to Agat. Agat's cross hangs in the air. Larsson managed to nudge it back across. Picked up by Pinto. Well won by Balde. Picked up by Luzan. McCarthy's touch. Spread wide by Jose Ignacio. That's Gustavo Lopez brought down. The 4th Argentinian in this Celta Vigo team tonight. Trying to turn back inside when he was quite blatantly tripped by Yus Valgaeren. Celta Vigo free kick. Lopez standing over it. It's played far post, and it came back only as far as Cáceres, who pulled his shot well wide of Douglas's goal. But a good, promising start made by both teams here. Celta have to come at Celtic. Irrepressible Henrik Larsson scored the only goal of the first leg. Forward by Ignacio. McCarthy tried to feed it through there. Zaidu made the forward run. This is Sebastian Mendes. It's Jose Ignacio. Juan Fran. Goes for the return ball from Lopez, and Juan Fran went to ground right on the byline over there in the Celtic area. The ball had bounced out of play before he decided to go down there. Pinto, Celta goalkeeper, only plays in Europe and cup matches for Celta. Pablo Caballero is their #1 and Spanish League goalkeeper. Somewhat unceremonious challenge there by Jose Ignacio on Chris Sutton. Neil Lennon played up to Hartson. Long ball stretches Celtic out wide. McCarthy, and played in near post, touch wide by Douglas. It was Shezuli who'd found himself in a bit of space on the edge of the box here. Took a slight deflection as well, didn't it, off Ulrich Larsson. It's played in again near post, and Douglas was beaten to it by Ignacio, and that was a good headed clearance as well, wasn't it? Came off Lennon. Gustavo Lopez took the throw in. McCarthy, and Shezuli again. Shezuli for Celta. That combination had threatened a goal just seconds previously. McCarthy to Shezuli, who started his position wide right, then drifted in field almost unnoticed. And whereas he'd seen his effort saved by Douglas just a few moments ago, this time the move paid off. Goal for Shezuli, 23 minutes gone, and we're even Stevens again on aggregate. Delightful touch from McCarthy, excellent sidestep from Shezuli, and the finish to match it. Shapes to shoot there, round Valgaeren, and the deflection off the legs of Ulrich Larsson doesn't really make too much difference to the eventual outcome. Celta are a goal ahead, and the first half goal that Celtic really didn't want to concede has materialised. It's Hezuli's first goal in some 14 matches. McCarthy trying to be a bit too clever there. Played forward by Balde. Sutton. McCarthy won it. That's a better touch from the South African McCarthy, just offside. Was Edu. Playing in place of Alexander Mostovoy, who hasn't featured for Celta since playing in the first leg at Parkhead a couple of weeks ago. He's the fulcrum for Celta. Lovely turn by Lopez. Makes things happen in the middle of the park for them. Yellow card for Jus Valgaeren. That's overstepping the mark. One too many occasions for the big Belgian. First yellow card of the match, and he was done well and truly there by Lopez. And a good old-fashioned swipe at him, just to get his own back. Lopez, good ball over the top. Juan Fran on the overlap. Going to bring it inside Juan Fran, and did well. It was until it was well blocked by Svalgeren. It's Hartson. Celtic trying to recover some composure. They have produced big performances away from home in Europe already this season. The last round, for example, when they overcame Blackburn. This is Hezuli, the man whose goal has done the damage thus far. Playing it to Jose Ignacio. And Neil Lennon won the ball fairly. And Sutton surging through. Still Chris Sutton, Henrik Larsson drifted into space in the middle. Sutton was eventually crowded out. That was Caceres' ball up to Gustavo Lopez. And Lopez's ball in early, eluded Douglas. And this has turned into a really appetising tie now. 1-1 on aggregate. That's Luzin. Good turn by Edu, does really well there, Edu. McCarthy in the middle, and the interception was from Balde. Now Agath gets away there from Jose Ignacio. Lennon. This is Larsson. And that ball cannoned off Sebastian Mendes. So a Celtic corner. It's Miguel Lotina, formerly coach of Osasuna. Play to the far side and almost dipped in above Pinto. The goalkeeper, a very important touch there. And tempers fraying inside the area. And Sebastian Mendes, thoroughly in the thick of things. Plenty to say to Bobo Balde. Klaus Bo Larsen, Denmark, is tonight's referee. And Balde, well, he was just trying to walk out of the goal there, wasn't he? Some of the Celta players took exception to contact he made with Pinto on the ground. Sutton. Just eased out wide by Stilian Petrov. This is Didier Agat. Agat's got in, not a bad one at all actually, out by Caceres. And it dropped over the top for Larsson. Jose Ignacio is the covering Celta player at the back. Well, they're rattling their hosts at the moment, Celtic. To Sutton, got the flick on. Hartson to Lennon. Oh, went for precision rather than power there, Neil Lennon. Just tried to steer it, didn't he, either side of Pinto there. That's McCarthy's touch and a great challenge by Balde. And a yellow card for Benny McCarthy. Bobo Balde initially had made a fine tackle before the ball squirmed loose. And there we have another yellow card. That evens things up. Oh, great challenge from Balde, and then, yeah, that was poor really from McCarthy. Rightly punished. Ulrich Larsson with that free kick. Sutton came to meet it and did well. Oh, chance for Hartson! John Hartson for Celtic! What a moment! They have that crucial away goal. Well, Celta have gone straight over to Klaus Bo Larsson, but it matters not a jot to John Hartson and Celtic. A killer blow as far as the Spaniards are concerned. And well, over-exuberance on the terraces, you cannot blame them one little bit. Well, that's why Celta are upset. They feel there was a foul there on Berizzo. Hartson made the most of it. It looked like, well, both were guilty of trying to hand the other off. That angle inconclusive. John Hartson with his second goal in Europe this season. And it could be the most important yet. It will be the most important yet if Celtic do manage to come through this tie. His previous strike was in the 8-1 win over Seduva in the first round. That's Agat. Oh, really good play by Agat, and he'll win the corner. Well, this is great viewing for Martin O'Neill. Celtic finishing the half stronger. Ulrich Larsson with that corner. Cross it came and headed just wide. Now scary moments for Celta. Bobo Balde let well. And Pinto would have got to that. Drops for Thompson. To John Hartson. Not able to keep it in there, Hartson. This is Berizzo. Luzan actually played against Celta Vigo for Marseille in the quarterfinals of this tournament 3 years ago, Peter Luzan. That's good, tricky play there from Gustavo Lopez. An equally good dummy there by the referee. It's found Juanfran. Juanfran! Well, he snatched it in the end. Possible sense that Celta Vigo are a little bit too eager to try and get that second goal. Maybe it will be a chance for Miguel Latina at half-time to just tell his side to calm down a touch. Gustavo Lopez, long ball over the top. It looks here for Jesuli. With him is Larsson. Jesuli going round the other way and collapsing to his knees in the end. It was a good challenge by Ulrich Larsson. So far, so good for Celtic. Away to Celta Vigo then. Latina's team trail on aggregate. It's 1-1 here. The goal from Jesuli in the 23rd minute cancelled out by a clinical finish from John Hartson 8 minutes before the interval. There's a lot that Celta Vigo aren't happy with, actually. Primarily, I feel that Hartson committed a foul prior to scoring, but whatever, the goal stands, and Celtic are in the driving seat at half-time, much to the joy of that lot.
Friday the 13th.
Welcome back then to the Balados, where Celtic are in the process of taming their Galician hosts. This particular part of the world in the news for other matters recently, namely the oil slick which is threatening wildlife just off this part of the Spanish coast. Indeed, there were major protests claims against the Spanish government in Vigo very recently. It's up forward towards Larsen. Oh, did well to keep it in there, Henrik Larsen. Thompson. Larsen has remained down. Thompson swings it in. And that's not the most convincing of touches from Jose Ignacio. Yeah, Henrik Larsen seems to have hurt his shin. He's collided accidentally with Mendes. So no sooner is the second half underway than we have the chance of a breather. Well, some 4,500 Celtic fans have made the trip to northern Spain. Great travelling support. Jose Ignacio. It's up to Gustavo Lopez. It's going to be picked up by Agarth. John Hartson. Jose Ignacio nipped in to win the loose ball. It's prodded out wide. Oh, it was Edu trying to play it in. Celtic have been unable to prevent the corner there. Jezuli will take it. It comes short where two of them are waiting. Back to Jezuli. Good ball in, and it headed just, well, across the face of goal. Hasn't even gone out yet. It has now. Sebastian Mendes, the Argentine. Well, did well to get there first, but too much of a glance on the ball rather than a definitive effort on goal. Douglas would have been completely stranded there. It was Juan Fran's throw. Lutzan. Edu. Jose Ignacio. Zuli. This is Mendes. Lutzan. Lopez comes short. Lutzan goes for the effort himself. It's good footwork there from Jezuli. Mendes on the overlap. Good cross in by Mendes. It was Edu near post. The volley from Jose Ignacio. Safely fielded by Douglas, but worrying times for Celtic. They kept that move alive, Celta. That was Hartson's backward flick on the general direction of Henrik Larsen. It's going to be a long 40 minutes, 38 minutes or so. Or Celtic, if Celta keep up this sort of pace. Bent in there towards Lopez. Jose Ignacio. Played to the far side. Zuli inside the area, needs an option. Goes to ground. Mendes helps him out, rather belatedly. Lutzan to Ignacio again. Space for Claudio Lopez. Across goal it comes and tucked home by McCarthy. Puts another complexion on proceedings. Joy once again for the Celta Vigo fans. You have to say that goal had been coming. Relentless pressure from the Spaniards. Once again, they were prepared to be patient and look for the right way through. When it happened, Lopez just dragged that across. The archetypal cross shot there. And McCarthy near post has dispatched it. Lopez The effort charged down, aiming from Edu, and well, that's a clear foul. Thompson says he got the ball. Thompson says rather he got the ball, but it was Hezuli who was dumped unceremoniously onto his backside. There has been an edge to this game. Larson gets involved now. And yeah, Berizzo is the spokesman, isn't he, for Celta Vigo? Berizzo and Cáceres. That's a hack down, though, from Thompson. Substitution about to be made. Yeah, this is the Brazilian Rogério Wagner, who many thought would be in the starting lineup tonight in a playmaking sort of role, the position that Edu has occupied this evening. Well, he's on for Mendes, the Argentinian. No further thrust to the attack. Stays like this, Celtic would still go through. Played near post, don't want it hit Valgared, and what a chance not taken. It fell so invitingly. I think it was for Peter Lutzan. Juanfran, oh, great flick over. Flair stuff from Celta. And that's a hack there by Juanfran on Bobo Balde. The referee again has done nothing. Look at this. Nowhere near the ball. And other referees would send him off for that. Well, it came off Ulrich Larsson actually and fell for Hezuli. And, well, the Celta faithful there were already on their feet, about to celebrate a goal. Well, this is Jackie McNamara coming on. For Hartson, that is. And it's all very frantic now. It's a real cup tie style tie. This is Lopez. And a good foot in from Balde. Juanfran. Lopez goes on the overlap. Juanfran forced to come back inside. Swept wide by Ignacio. And another foul by Thompson. And he'll be pulled up for it again. It's on Rogério Wagner. And another trip from Thompson. Well, this is the change that we expected. Jackie McNamara on for Hartson. And a lot of these scrappy free kicks being conceded by the SPL side now. Edu it was who went to ground there. Anxious moments for Celtic. Free kick taken short. Juanfran drills it in. That was fortunately for Celtic straight at one of their number. It was certainly got it out. But the seconds are ticking down. What a major disappointment it will be now if Celtic were to relinquish this advantage. But they're up against it, no doubt about that. Oh, that was sloppy there from Jose Ignacio. Larson able to come away with it. No urgency about Celtic going forward. Agap. Played up to Larson. Balde. Over it comes, and off the head of Juan Fran. So Agath with a chance to get it in. And he and Celtic will be content with a corner. That is the danger as far as Celta Vigo are concerned, committing too many men forward. Certainly the case there. Corner drilled in and volleyed over in the end by Sutton. Pinto actually had to punch that corner clean away. Bent in very deceptively. Larson missed it. Chris Sutton not able to keep it down. So not since the Champions Cup tournament of 1979-1980, which Celtic reached the quarter-finals before going out to Real Madrid, have they enjoyed Christmas, safe in the knowledge that European competition was there for them in the spring. It's looking that way now, but Celta pushing forward right at the death here. Martin O'Neill and Celtic so close. No time for messing around. And the Spaniards, they've got to get it into the box as soon as they possibly can. This is Wagner. Wagner does well to keep it, but in the end, well, just one too many gold shirts crowded him out. Played up the line towards Larson. He's going to hold it up for as long as he possibly can. That throw-in greeted with huge cheers by the travelling faithful, the boys. Sutton. Won it back, Chris Sutton. Then Wagner nipped in. Headed out by Balde. Agath. McNamara. And tempers once again threatening to boil over right at the end here. It's Juan Fran who's been involved all night. That was a slap as well on Jackie McNamara right in front of the referee. And harsher officials, well, would have brandished red cards tonight, I'm quite sure. As it has, we still have 11 against 11. That's over the top for Edu. Is the dream going to be disrupted for Celtic once again? They're defending so desperately late on and it bobbles just wide. Miguel Lotina and the Celta bench can't believe it. Cáceres with the effort that took at least one ricochet before it bobbled wide of Douglas's goal. It's out of play. Agony for Celtic, this. They've worked so hard tonight, and despite being under the cosh for large portions, certainly in this second half, over the course of the two legs, you have to say they've earned their victory. They still don't have it though. The ball's in play, and Klaus Bo Larsen awards another free kick to Celta. Chezuli will take it, and not going to have time to though, is he? No, Klaus Bo Larsen calls time, and Celtic have done it. Well, the match finishes in bizarre circumstances. Celta won't be happy about that. When you consider they were just about to launch a free kick into the Celtic box. But the game is over. Celtic are through to a European, or at least the spring stage of a European competition for the first time in over 2 decades. Great achievement from Martin O'Neill, having disposed of Blackburn in the previous round. Celta Vigo, the latest to fall. Celtic had won the first leg 1-0 crucially, and despite falling behind to a Jazuli strike tonight, got that vital away goal through John Hartson. Benny McCarthy restored Celta's league on the night 9 minutes into the second half, but it wasn't enough. Celtic defended doggedly late on, and they have been rewarded. They go through on the away goals despite losing here tonight 2-1. Just looking at other results elsewhere from UEFA Cup fixtures tonight. Really bad night for French sides. Lens and Lyon going out there. As well as Paris Saint-Germain, of course. Auxerre stopped the rot. Leeds as well. The pressure continues to build for Terry Venables. Surely can't be coach there much longer. Another defeat. They're out of the UEFA to Malaga. Liverpool going through though. Fulham, their odyssey is over. Stuttgart going through against Club Brugge. And Lazio, despite losing at home against Sturm Graz, prevail against the Austrians. Further on, Besiktas with a great result over 2 legs there against the Ukrainian giants Dynamo Kiev. Maccabi Haifa